Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter. The series Touhou project spans almost a dozen games released over the last 18 years with hundreds of songs and over 100 characters. Instead of trying to explain all the lore or even the game mechanics, I think the best way to introduce you to the series if you're interested is through the music and its characters, connected with a brief description of the story. In order to set you on your way to jump into the wonderful world of Touhou music and fan rearrangements, I've included the song names in Japanese in the description down below. Just put that in YouTube and add either this word, arenji, for arrangement, or bokaru for a vocal version. Using the English names will also produce a lot of results on YouTube because the fandom for the series is a global phenomenon. We'll start this journey with Touhou 6, the embodiment of Scarlet Devil. This was released in 2002 as the first modern main game on Windows. Outside our two main heroines, Nemu Hakure and Marisa Kirisame, it introduced 7 new main characters, 2 minor, and 17 songs. Many of the characters introduced into this game dominate the popularity charts for Touhou characters. One quick note, ZUN often uses terms for song names that have nothing to do with the actual lore of the game and just makes up terms with no special meaning, so try not to think too deeply on the titles. Any of the clips that you see that are from an anime is a fan-created one which I'll introduce at the end of the video, which it retells the story kinda loosely from the games, but is a great place to go after you watch this video. Story setting. It's a peaceful summer in Gensokyo when a scarlet mist suddenly covers the skies and blocks out all of the sun. Our heroine heads out to investigate the cause of the incident and to deal with the yokai or any other monsters that get in her way. The theme song, A Dream More Scarlet Than Red, sets the tone of the game, which ZUN wanted to feel a tad more Western than Japanese. Stage 1. You start out by flying out in the middle of the night. The theme song, A Soul as Scarlet as a Ground Cherry, is meant to capture the feeling of the night forest, but is energetic because it's the first stage that the player is doing. Stage 1 Boss. The first boss that you encounter is Lumia, a rather simple-minded yokai that has the power to manipulate darkness, although the circle of darkness that she puts around herself seems to affect her vision as well, making her quite clumsy and easy to deal with. Her theme song, Apparitions Stalk the Night, is meant to be rather light in tone with a silly cadence. Stage 2. You fly out over the misty lake. The song here, Lunate Elf, is meant to capture the idea of water and mist mixed with a kind of unsettling feeling. Stage 2 Mid-Boss. A quick note that the mid-stage boss here wasn't meant to be an actual character, but the fandom latched onto her and thus the name Daiyose, or literally the Great Fairy, was given to her by the fans. She is just one of the Misty Lake fairies and can be seen in fan art, a fairy with green hair and a blue dress. Stage 2 Boss. The heroine runs into the ice fairy Chiruno, or as many call her in the West, Cyrano. She isn't the cause of the mist, but she attacks you nonetheless as she feels threatened. Cyrano is childish and has a superiority complex. She can manipulate the cold and freeze objects, super headstrong, and believes that she's the toughest being in the world. She provides a lot of comic relief in the Touhou franchise, and as such is quite popular. Her theme song, Tomboyish Girl in Love, is meant to capture the dim wit and overly confident nature of the young fairy. Stage 3. Moving on, our heroine approaches an island beyond the lake, but is attacked by guards. During the stage, you'll encounter the boss and follow her to the manor where she's from. The song here was meant to sound Chinese, but Zun admits that it really doesn't, and instead just kind of feels oriental. Its name, Chinese Tea Shanghai Scarlet Tea House, is actually a call out to the original name of the game before Zun decided to change it. Stage 3 Boss. You encounter the guard of the Scarlet Devil Mansion, a yokai named Mei Ling Hong. She's a master of Chinese martial arts, and despite being a guard, she's super laid back and often known to take breaks while on the job. In fan works, you'll often see her sleeping on the job or slacking off. Her theme song, Shanghai Alice of Meiji 17, roughly refers to the year 1884, which is Meiji 17. That was the year that the Sino-French War occurred, and we also get references to how fascinated Zun was with Shanghai and all the cultures colliding. Stage 4. You head into the Scarlet Devil Mansion to find the cause of the mist, as it seems to originate from the manor. You start out in a dim library. The song here, Voile the Magic Library, is supposed to get more dark in tone as you reach mid-stage. Stage 4 Mini-Boss. Despite being a mid-stage boss who wasn't supposed to be an actual character just like Daiose, the character Koaguma became adored by fans. She's a devil that resides in the library of the Scarlet Devil Mansion, and she works as an assistant to the boss, which you're about to meet. Stage 4 Boss. You encounter Patchouli Knowledge, a magician who can manipulate all 7 elements. She's not a human who became a magician like Marisa, but rather she's a being that is simply known as a magician from birth. She's an introvert who is incredibly powerful and knows a ton of spells, but suffers from asthma and is anemic, which holds her back from being able to cast all of them. Her theme song, Locked Girl, the Girl's Sealed Room, is meant to have a dark and ill feeling. The locked girl in the title refers to her secludedness, not that she's actually locked away or anything. Stage 5. The heroine heads into the main hallways, which is going to lead to a collision course with the main maid that is looking after the manor and its mistress. The song here, The Maid and the Pocket Watch of Blood, was Zun going for something more rock, but even he admits that he doesn't know rock very well. Stage 5 Boss. You encounter the head maid of the Scarlet Devil Mansion, a human named Sakuya Izayoi. She has the power to manipulate time, which she uses to freeze time and throw out countless knives at her adversaries. She's incredibly loyal and protective of the mistress and will stop at nothing to defeat you. Her theme song, Lunar Clock, Luna Dial, continues the rock theme that Zune was going for. Stage 6. This is just a final stage to bring you to the mistress and the cause of the mist. The tone Zune wanted for the song, The Young Descendant of Tepes, is meant to be more upbeat since it's the final stage. The Descendant of Tepes is supposed to refer to Vlad the Impaler, aka Dracula, but the mistress of the Devil Mansion isn't actually his descendant. Stage 6 Boss. After a run-in with Sakuya once more, you'll encounter the charismatic leader, Nemidia Scarlet, a vampire who has lived for 500 years and has moved to Gensokyo along with her devil mansion. She can't go outside during the day without a parasol because vampires die in the sun, so she casts a scarlet mist across the entire land. Her ability is to manipulate fate. After an intense battle, the heroine wins and the mist is dispelled. Remelia's theme song, Septet for a Dead Princess, Zune was trying to give it a real final boss feeling, but he went for kind of a jazz fusion tone and a melody that is easy to follow. Extra Stage. After the events of the game, the heroine returns to the Scarlet Devil Mansion, but instead of running into Remelia, she runs into her sister, Flandre Scarlet. She's 495 years old and incredibly powerful, but not being able to control her power has led Remelia to keep her hidden inside the mansion for her own good. Before you reach her, there is one final very tough stage, and the background music is called the Centennial Festival for Magical Girls. Flandre just wants to play, although in her case it turns into a deadly game provided her insane power. Her theme song, U.N.O.E.N was her, is Zune's personal favorite piece that he made for the game, and supposed to capture the devilish nature of the girl. U.N.O.E.N refers to the novel And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. The ending theme song, An Eternity More Transient Than Scarlet, is just a nice arrangement of the title theme given a slightly more Japanese style. Last but not least, there is a staff roll song, although the staff roll is quite short given how many people actually worked on this game, which was basically Zune. Its title is called Scarlet Tower, Eastern Dream. And that concludes the rather simple story of the incident of the Scarlet Mist. Some of the clips that you've been seeing here from the anime is from the Memories of Phantasm. This is an insanely high quality fan circle created anime in Japan by the group Manpuku Jinja. Episodes subtitled in English can be found on YouTube as well. Episodes 2, 3, and 4 very loosely retell the events of the Scarlet Devil Mansion story, although it's a massive reinterpretation along the way. It's still a fabulous anime and really worth watching and will introduce you to the characters even better. I hope this video gives you a good introduction to this epic game. The songs here are super iconic and you may have heard some of them in one or more remixes, arrangements, or memes. Let me know down in the comments below who your favorite character of the Scarlet Devil Mansion is. Are you new to this or are you already an existing fan who has their own favorite? Let me know, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Hope you enjoyed this video and until next time, happy yokai hunting.